After Kobe Bryant's tragic crash, his wife carried on his legacy through the Mamba and Mamba Cheetah Foundation, just like Wayman Tisdale's wife, who dedicated her life to supporting families affected by cancer after losing her husband. Similarly, Jason Collier's wife turned to heart research after Collier tragically passed away due to heart failure. If you've ever wondered what became of the wives of NBA players who passed away, here's a story that stands out. Starting with Donna Harris Lewis, the wife of Reggie Lewis. When Reggie Lewis collapsed on the court during a 1993 playoff game, it felt like time froze. The Boston Celtics star, known for his effortless scoring and explosive talent, was just 27 years old and at the peak of his career. His sudden collapse sent shockwaves through the sports world. Despite early hopes, Reggie passed away a few months later. It was later revealed that his death was caused by an undiagnosed heart condition, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, leaving fans and the basketball community in disbelief. But the pain was most deeply felt by his wife, Donna, who was suddenly faced with unimaginable grief and the reality of being a widow. In the midst of that darkness, Donna found strength. She refused to let Reggie's death be meaningless. Instead of being broken by her loss, she transformed her sorrow into purpose, becoming a passionate advocate for heart health. She founded the Reggie Lewis Foundation to raise awareness about heart conditions, encourage early cardiac screenings, and support those dealing with heart disease. Through this work, Donna made sure Reggie's legacy lived on, not just on the court, but in the lives his memory helped save. But Donna's mission didn't stop there. She continued her efforts in the community, standing up for causes far beyond what Reggie could have imagined, turning her heartbreak into a legacy of hope and impact. She set out to make a lasting impact, focusing on causes that were close to both her and Reggie's hearts, believing he would have wanted the same. In recent years, she donated $500,000 to the Boston Arts Academy, the city's only public high school dedicated to the arts. This generous gift further reflected her passion for giving back. The donation helped fund a fitness center named in Reggie's honor, a space where students could not only train their bodies but also find motivation to go beyond their limits. This contribution was part of a larger $1 million campaign called Building Our Future, through which Donna aimed to open new doors for students who lacked access to quality resources. Her actions ensured that Reggie's legacy would continue to uplift and empower future generations. A similar story can be found in the life of Lisa Sealy, the wife of Malik Sealy. Anyone who followed 90s basketball would recognize Malik's name. He was a versatile forward who played for several NBA teams before joining the Minnesota Timberwolves. Known for his agility, solid defense, and signature three-point shot, Malik was a rising star. But everything changed in May 2000. After celebrating teammate Kevin Garnett's 24th birthday, Malik was driving home when tragedy struck. A drunk driver, traveling the wrong way on a quiet road, crashed into Malik's vehicle. The collision ended his life instantly, leaving his team and fans across the nation in mourning. For Lisa, May 20th became a solemn day of remembrance, a day to pause, breathe, and reflect. But she knew she needed to turn her sorrow into something meaningful. In Malik's memory, she founded the Malik Sealy Foundation, focusing on raising awareness about safe driving and supporting youth programs, causes Malik himself cared deeply about. Through the foundation, Lisa has launched initiatives that educate the public on the dangers of drunk driving. Her advocacy didn't end there. She also became a strong supporter of youth development programs, ensuring Malik's positive influence extended far beyond basketball. Each year, Lisa, their family, and Malik's fans honor his legacy through community outreach and education. Despite the ever-present pain, Lisa remains devoted to keeping Malik's spirit alive through meaningful action. Continuing the thread of powerful family legacies, we come to the story of Bobby Phills, a player remembered not only for his skill on the court, but also for his integrity off it. As a guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers and Charlotte Hornets, Bobby earned admiration for his tenacious defense and sharp shooting from beyond the arc. Fans saw him not just as a scorer, but as a player who gave everything he had every time he stepped on the floor. To his family and community, Bobby was a source of inspiration, But in January 2000, tragedy struck. After leaving practice, Bobby was driving alongside a teammate. Reports later confirmed that they had been speeding. Bobby lost control of his vehicle, which collided with an oncoming car. The crash claimed his life. For his wife, Kendall, that day shattered her world. Yet out of that heartbreak, she found purpose. She established the Bobby Phills Foundation, an organization dedicated to promoting safe driving, especially among the youth. Kendall knew she couldn't bring Bobby back, but she could help protect others from facing the same loss. Fueled by this purpose, the foundation became a beacon for road safety awareness. Kendall speaks candidly about the dangers of reckless driving, using her platform to educate and inspire change. Her unwavering commitment has turned personal tragedy into a mission to save lives, ensuring Bobby's memory lives on through advocacy, education, and hope. Kendall has channeled her energy into supporting youth programs and charitable initiatives through the foundation, aiming to provide opportunities and resources for underprivileged young people. Her efforts reflect the core values Bobby stood for: strength, resilience, and community support. Whether speaking at schools, youth events, or road safety campaigns, Kendall keeps Bobby's legacy alive, showing that although his life ended too soon, it continues to spark meaningful change. She has transformed her grief into purpose, touching countless lives in ways Bobby would have deeply appreciated. Next, we have Katie Collier's journey. Part of a broader narrative of NBA families turning personal tragedies into powerful messages for change. After losing her husband, Jason Collier, in 2005, Katie was left to cope with the heartbreaking loss of a husband and father. Jason, a talented center for the Atlanta Hawks, was known not only for his size and skill but for his kindness and humility. His sudden passing at age 28 from an undetected enlarged heart shocked many and highlighted the dangers of hidden heart conditions. In his memory, Katie established the Jason Collier Foundation, focusing on heart health awareness and supporting those impacted by heart disease. Her advocacy encourages regular heart screenings, especially among young athletes, and her tireless efforts have educated and inspired many to take their health seriously. Through her foundation, Jason's spirit endures, reminding us that a heart can leave a legacy even after it stops beating. Similarly, Regina Tisdale honored her husband, Wayman Tisdale's memory by becoming an advocate for cancer research. Wayman, a power forward remembered for his dual talents in basketball and music, was diagnosed with bone cancer in 2007. Throughout his battle, he remained joyful and committed to his music, recording jazz albums even as his health declined. Regina stood by his side through every challenge, witnessing his enduring spirit and unwavering love for life. After Wayman's passing in 2009, Regina created the Wayman Tisdale Foundation to fund cancer research and assist families facing the financial burdens of treatment. Her advocacy journey also included publishing a heartfelt book, Losing My Power Forward, where she shared her experience of grief and resilience. Regina's work continues to uplift others while preserving Wayman's legacy. Leon Nash, the partner of NBA legend Moses Malone, provides another example of legacy through love and memory. Malone, a dominant center in the 1980s, earned 3 MVP awards and 4 championships. Despite personal challenges, including a legal dispute with his ex-wife in 1993, Malone later found balance with Leon Nash. Though they never married or lived together, they shared a strong bond and a son, Micah. Meeting Nash in 2006 brought a new sense of grounding for Malone, and fatherhood became one of his proudest roles. When Malone passed in 2015, Micah was just 6 years old. Leon has since dedicated herself to raising their son with the memories and values of his father, preserving Malone's spirit through family. Janice Hodman, wife of Daryl Dawkins, also kept her husband's legacy alive through strength and commitment. Known as Chocolate Thunder, Dawkins was famous for his powerful dunks and vibrant personality. Janice met Daryl in 2000 at a trade show while raising her daughter Tabitha, who has Down syndrome. A bond quickly formed between Daryl and Tabitha, and shortly after Janice and Daryl married. They welcomed 2 more children, Nicholas and Alexis. Off the court, Daryl was a devoted family man. After his sudden death in 2015 from a heart attack, Janice remained resilient. She now runs a sports management company in Allentown, using her strength to help others and continue Daryl's legacy. Now, let's move to one of the most heartbreaking losses in NBA history: Ricky Barry's wife. Ricky Barry was more than a name on a jersey. A rising star for the Sacramento Kings, Barry had the height, 6 feet 8 inches, and the shooting touch to terrify defenders. He impressed everyone during his rookie season, and many believed he was destined for greatness. Former Kings coach Jerry Reynolds once said, "That kid was going to be a star." Just as Ricky was finding his footing in the league, he met Valerie, a woman who had no idea what was coming. Their first meeting was arranged by Ricky's sister, and though awkward at first, quickly blossomed into love. Valerie, then a student at Cal Berkeley, wasn't starstruck. In fact, she remembered having to fasten her seatbelt on one of their first dates because Ricky drove like he was in a race. But soon, his charm won her over, and they married just 2 years later. Then came the summer of 1989. Ricky had just wrapped up his rookie season, full of hope for the future. But on August 14th, tragedy struck. Ricky took his own life in their home, leaving everyone in shock. "Were there signs?" a columnist wrote, echoing the confusion many felt after the news broke. Valerie was left devastated. "I had no idea," she said, reflecting on their life together. 2 decades later, she continues to carry the weight of that loss. But instead of being consumed by grief, she found purpose. Now living in Sacramento, Valerie works tirelessly in mental health advocacy, determined to help others speak out and get help, so they don't suffer in silence like Ricky did. Her work honors his memory and reminds us that behind every smile, there can be unseen struggles. Continuing the emotional legacies left behind, we turn to another powerful figure in NBA history, Jack Twyman. Just like Ricky, Jack Twyman wasn't only known for his scoring. As a forward for the Cincinnati Royals, Twyman stood out for his versatility and resilience. In the 1959-60 season, he averaged more than 30 points per game, right alongside legends like Wilt Chamberlain. But Jack's legacy is about more than numbers. In 1958, tragedy struck when his teammate, Maurice Stokes, suffered a traumatic brain injury during a game. Jack watched helplessly as Maurice collapsed and later struggled to even speak. Back then, the league had little knowledge of head injuries and almost no support systems in place. Stokes was left paralyzed and financially broken. That's when Jack stepped up, not as a teammate, but as a guardian. He legally became Maurice's caretaker, dedicating his life to his friend's well-being. He organized charity games featuring NBA stars to raise money for Stokes' medical bills, a true display of brotherhood and humanity. Jack also campaigned for years to get Morris into the Hall of Fame. Finally, in 2004, decades after Morris's injury, the NBA honored him, and Jack was there, tearfully accepting the award on his behalf. Jack passed away in 2012 due to complications from blood cancer, but his legacy lives on as one of the most selfless acts in NBA history. And finally, perhaps the most devastating loss the NBA has ever seen: Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa Bryant. Kobe Bryant, the iconic shooting guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, redefined greatness. In his 20-year career, he won 5 NBA championships and an MVP award in 2008. His drive, work ethic, and relentless spirit made him a global icon and a role model for millions. From the moment he entered the league straight out of high school, the expectations were sky high. Though he stumbled early, he quickly rose to stardom alongside Shaquille O'Neal, leading the Lakers to 3 consecutive titles from 2000 to 2002. Even after Shaq's departure, Kobe carried the team, often single-handedly. His unforgettable 81-point game against the Raptors in 2006 remains one of the most iconic moments in basketball history. Then came the tragedy. In 2019, Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others were killed in a helicopter crash. Kobe was just 41. The world mourned the loss of a legend, and the heartbreaking death of a young girl who was already following in her father's footsteps. After the tragedy, Vanessa Bryant emerged as a powerful voice. Together with Kobe, she had co-founded the Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Family Foundation, which was later renamed the Mamba and Mambacita Foundation to honor both Kobe and Gianna. The foundation focuses on uplifting youth through education and sports initiatives. By the end of 2022, it had over $27 million in net assets. However, some reports pointed out that while the foundation raised nearly $13 million, only about $481,500 was spent directly on programs, mainly refurbishing basketball courts in 9 states. Most of the funds were used for legal and administrative purposes. If you found these stories inspiring, click on the subscribe button to explore more powerful NBA stories.